Hello, welcome to Guidance Education channel. We will be discussing a few important questions for the public examination from this chapter. This is part 3 in that series. Let us see the topics. The topics discussed are questions based on magnetic property of substances, classification of substances on the basis of magnetic property, reason for differences in magnetic property of substances, that is, accounting for the various types of magnetic properties exhibited by substances, writing the formula from unit cell types and filled voids. This topic will be of great use to you. So, watch the video completely without skipping. And if you think the video is useful, like the video, share the video with your friends who may also be benefited, and also leave your comments in the comment box below. Your comments will be the feedback for this video. Also, if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe my channel now and also press the bell button so that you get intimated as soon as new videos are posted. Your likes, shares, comments and subscriptions are very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Let us see this problem. Every substance has some magnetic property. Classify substances on the basis of magnetic property. Account for paramagnetic and ferromagnetic property. Subdivision 2. A compound is formed by two elements P and Q. Q, the anion, forms the HCP lattice, and cation P occupies all tetrahedral voids. Write the formula of the compound. The first section is on magnetic property of solids. We will first see why solids show magnetic property. Magnets are substances which attract other metals when the other metals are placed near the magnet. Magnets have two poles, the north pole and south pole. Like poles repel, unlike poles attract when we come to two magnets kept near each other. The ability of a magnet to do so depends upon its strength. Magnetic moment is a quantity which refers to the strength and orientation of the magnetic field around the magnet. Why do solids develop magnetic property? Please see the picture that I have shown here. This is the nucleus and the green one is the electron. This is the orbit of the electron. The electron moves in the orbit in the anti-clockwise direction. That is, the electron shows orbital motion. This is magnetic moment due to orbital motion. When a charged particle moves in the anti-clockwise direction, the direction of the magnetic moment is upwards. Let me highlight this point. Electrons show orbital motion. Electrons also show spinning motion while rotating around the nucleus. The second picture shows that the electron spins in the clockwise direction. So, the magnetic moment due to electron spin is directed downward. You can see the downward arrow. The two electrons in each orbital spin in opposite directions. You have learnt this in mechanical quantum model of atomic structure in 11th standard. The spin quantum number is represented as negative half and positive half. I will note down magnetic moment due to spin motion of the electron. So there is magnetic moment due to orbital motion and then due to spin motion of the electron. One atom has several electrons and one substance has several atoms. Each electron has magnetic moment due to spin and orbital motion. Magnetic moment is a vector quantity, so it has direction and magnitude. The net magnetic moment due to all the electrons in the substance decides its magnetic property. This is true for ions also, because ions also have electrons. The first question asks you to classify the substances on the basis of magnetic property. The net magnetic moment of different substances is different. So they behave in different ways when placed in an external magnetic field. On the basis of this difference in behavior, they are classified into 5 different types. The 5 types are 1. Diamagnetic, 2. Paramagnetic, 3. Ferromagnetic, 4. Antiferromagnetic, and 5. Ferrimagnetic. First, we will discuss diamagnetic and paramagnetic. Under section B, you have to account for paramagnetic and ferromagnetic property. I will first explain all the different 5 types. Any 2 of these can be asked as a question. So, we will account for all the 5 types. When placed in an external magnetic field, they are weakly repelled by the external magnetic field. That is, in simple terms, when it is placed near another magnet, it is slightly repelled by that magnet. What is the reason for this? That is, how do we account this behavior of diamagnetic substances? Because they have no unpaired electrons, that is, all the electrons are paired. Therefore, each orbital has a pair of electrons and their spin magnetic moment gets cancelled. Their magnetic moment is only due to the orbital motion of electrons, which is very, very little. So, they get weakly repelled when placed in an external magnetic field. Water is an example for diamagnetic substance. Sodium chloride is another example. Paramagnetic substances. When they are placed in an external magnetic field, they are attracted by the external magnetic field. That is, when they are placed near a magnet, they get attracted. How can we account for this behavior of paramagnetic substances? That is asked in the question. They have unpaired electrons in their orbitals. Therefore, the magnetic moment due to spin of the electron is not cancelled. So, they have fairly good magnetic moment. Example, oxygen. Oxygen is not a solid, it is a gas. Cu1+, that is copper ion. Iron 3+, Fe3+, and chromium 3+ are examples of paramagnetic substances. So, we have answered that section, accounting paramagnetic property. Third type of substance, ferromagnetic substance. In the question, you are asked to account for ferromagnetic property. In the first column, right under ferromagnetic property, I have provided a diagram showing the direction of the magnetic moment of the various domains. Ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted when they are placed in an external magnetic field. Even when removed from the external magnetic field, they retain their magnetic property and get permanently magnetized. In order to account for ferromagnetic property, we have to understand the structural peculiarity of these ferromagnetic substances before and after they are kept in magnetic field. The metal ions in the ferromagnetic substance get grouped together as domains, that is regions. Each domain functions like a magnet. Each domain has its own magnetic moment. Before magnetization, that is, before keeping it in a magnetic field, these magnetic moments or domains are randomly arranged. That is, the moments are directed in different directions. But when placed in a magnetic field, all the domains arrange themselves in the direction of the magnetic moment of the external magnetic field. This arrangement becomes permanent and it becomes a permanent magnet. The picture above shows the arrangement of the domains in the direction of the external magnetic moment or field. So we have accounted for ferromagnetic property of substances. Fourth type, antiferromagnetic substance. From the diagram you can see equal number of domains are arranged in opposite directions. So obviously their magnetic moments get cancelled. So the net magnetic moment becomes equal to 0. So they do not show any magnetic property. Now in the case of ferrimagnetic substance, as can be seen from the diagram, an equal number of magnetic moments get arranged in opposite direction. Have small net magnetic moment. Example, magnetite. You know it is an ore of iron. Example of antiferromagnetic substance is oxide of manganese. I missed example of ferromagnetic substance. Iron, cobalt, nickel are examples of ferromagnetic substances, best suited for making permanent magnets. Ferromagnetic and antiferromagnetic substances become paramagnetic on heating. So permanent magnets which are made from ferromagnetic substances will lose their magnetic property when they are heated. Each antiferromagnetic and ferromagnetic substance has a particular temperature which it can withstand. If it is heated above that temperature only, they lose their magnetic property. This particular temperature is called Curie temperature. As per the question, we need account only for paramagnetic property and ferromagnetic property. I have discussed the other three types also in case a question is asked on them. Questions asked for the public examination need not be the same as that is discussed here. They may slightly change it. So, you have the answers here. Okay. Now, sub-question 2. A compound formed by two elements P and Q. Q is an anion and forms HCP pattern. P, the cation, occupies the tetrahedral voids. You have to find the formula of the compound. This is a very simple question. There is no need even to calculate the number of particles of Q, because we have already the formula. If the number of particles is equal to n, tetrahedral voids is equal to 2n. Let the number of Q be equal to n. P occupies all the tetrahedral voids. For n number of particles, tetrahedral voids is equal to 2n. So the ratio of P to Q will be 2:1. While writing the formula, we have to note down the less electronegative element first and then write the more electronegative element. So the formula is P2Q. I hope you understood the principle. We will meet in the next video with another set of questions. Thank you.